Look, I think Kelly Brent was a name that you remember.
Ronnie Johnson, of course. So down to earth.
Cal was a sort of grandfatherly figure. He was a hard man. He'd only want to treat players that he knew went hard at the footy and players that he respected, and so it was a rite of passage to get treated by Cal.
The acknowledgement is, not just being in and around the club, and which not only allowed me to fall in love with the footy club, but seeing those people in the streets. I remember going for massages at Kelly Brent's home and all that sort of thing.
It was just a legendary figure of the joint. Everyone knew Kelly, and he was great to have a yarn to, and if you got his respect, it was a huge thing.
He didn't like a lot of wogs, but I think he liked me. And I remember him telling me that he thought Max Papley was the best player he'd ever seen.
They were all just great people that gave a lot of time to the club, and it meant so much when we won to them as well as us.
He'd also tell me about how the red lamp worked for the Corkies.
And the people that made the fabric of Williamstown and made up the fabric were Ronnie Johnson,
and as grumpy as he was, and he'd yell and scream and go crook at you, but he knew he had a heart full of gold, and he'd sort of do anything for you and really look after you.
I was quite a traditionalist in the way I played, and I think it was the way I was brought up as well, that playing last line of defence, I'd only ever wear screw-ins. And I thought, I cannot slip over because this could cost us. And so my feet were, post-game, were just an absolute mess.
I was playing a reserves game for Williamstown, and I had the woolen jumper on, very tight summer, and I broke my collarbone.
So I'd see Cal on a Tuesday night, and Cal would dab the metho all over the blisters, and everyone would sort of gather around and laugh while I was in pain, and then he'd send me down to Willie Beach for an hour in the middle of winter and always give you a nip of Brown Brothers Port to just warm the chest.
Instead of cutting the jumper, as you might do, I was asked to take it off over my head with a broken collarbone, and the pain was excruciating, but the jumper was saved.
And then I discovered that don't ever tell him you've got a corky, because it was always going to be a 20 lap session, but he did vary it, 10 one way and 10 the other.
The club was their life to a lot of them people, and they're part of winning flags. You need them.
You remember their faces, you remember them just being there.
Characters like that, you'd walk in the joint, you'd put shit on them, they'd put shit on your back, but it was just that love of each other and the love of the club. It just made it. It was always fun.
He used to vary it, 10 one way and 10 the other.
It's a true story, I tell you. He used to get do you remember the red lamp, Wheels? Do you remember his red lamp? He used to put some shine, and then you'd think, oh, this feels all right, and then you'd get out there and fuck, you'd go home that night and you think, there is no way I'm playing this week.